I grew up in New York, and looking like this, there's like, if I start to make fun of people and the way that they sound, it's offensive. But I do feel like everybody, at least from where I'm from, has their own version of a British accent. Like, you guys know some British people, I imagine, right? Oh, you itched your ear. I thought you were about to raise your hand, brother. So, the thing is, anytime I have a person come up to me with a British accent, like, for example, tourists in New York City. I was by Rockefeller Center. This happened 4 days ago. This woman comes up to me. She just goes, "Hello, sir." And the British looking teeth looked like it was about to stab me in the neck, okay? She goes, "You know which way Rockefeller Center is?" And I couldn't help it as soon as it hit my chest. I was like, "It was about 4 blocks up that way!" And if you guys know British people, okay, they don't get offended, they just get flattered. This woman just goes, "Smashing, all right, thank you, young man." Floats away into the abyss. I was just saying to myself, is that female Austin Powers? She heard me. She goes, "Groovy, baby, yeah!" Ripped open her shirt. She had the hairiest chest. It was female Austin Powers. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Like, see, if I do that Spanish voice, that's what tends to get me in trouble. This entire week, maybe you guys have, like, you have buildings here. It looks like a town that, like, the buildings are pretty old, right? Like, the buildings around here, it looks like the buildings are probably, like, 100 years old. You know what I mean? Like, anybody live, like, above one of these stores? Is that a thing? Over here? Walk up. Okay, guys, we're a little bit shy. I imagine somebody might. Looks like a nice place, okay? Like, in New York City, you can live in one of these buildings, okay? You walk up to the 4th floor, rent is $10,000. Here, maybe it makes a little bit more sense financially. But in the New York City buildings, there are buildings that you'll look at, and you'll just be like, I don't think anybody's touched this building since the guy developed it in 1850. For example, okay, my superintendent was at my apartment all week trying to fix a pipe in my ceiling. And the only time it's more confusing when a man tries to mansplain something to you is when somebody tries to mansplain something to you, but in a thick Spanish accent, okay? So my superintendent, Julio, comes over, and every single day, he's just looking at a part of the ceiling, and the way he communicates with me is through hand gestures, facial expressions, and noises. So he flies into my apartment, and he just goes, Hey, look, the PVC pipe here, no good. Because the light here, the light in the PVC pipe is infecting the pipe. The guy who working on the job before, he's not doing this good. He needed to lose his license, porque I do it quick, it's no problem. I'm calling Carlos, calling Juan, I fix it quick, no problem. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, well, this guy knows what he's doing, okay? But the thing that, like, kind of irked me a little bit, I was like, this guy's talking shit about the guy who did the job before. The guy who did the job before probably came over on a boat from Italy in 1850, right? So I'm thinking, you can't be talking shit about Emilio here, all right? He wouldn't have known that he needed to make it 200 years foolproof, you know? And like when I talk to Julio sometimes, I also can't help it with his accent. It's so fun to like speak in the Spanish accent too. So I'm like, wait, Julio! As long as it's no problem. He's like, hey, Luke, you're a funny guy, but you're making fun of my voice. He's so funny, okay? He saw 2 cameras set up in my apartment. I was shooting a podcast and he goes, Dad, what you doing here with the camera? You're shooting a porn, puppy? I was like, well, Julio! You know, whoever said yes over there, you got it. So, well, Julio, TikTok's not paying as well as it did before the ban, okay? Drop your pants. So I banned them, okay? Gotta pay the rent, $10,000. 4th floor. Yeah, New York is great, you know, traveled to other places doing this job a little bit. I was in Miami pretty recently. Any Florida people? We got anybody down here in Florida? Okay, you pointing to your man, so let's go. Is this your boyfriend, husband, brother? What's the deal here? Man's fiance. Let's go make some noise for the fiance. And fiance. Fiance. feel like there's so many words that are men and women. There should be, maybe it should be fiance and fiance, maybe? All right, this is gonna be a Portsmouth, New Hampshire, the phrase that we say from now on. Fiance and fiance, how long have you guys been engaged for?
October.
October? How long?
Like 6 months.
6 months? Okay, when's the wedding? Oh no, have we not planned it yet? When?
November.
November, nice. Okay, nice little fall wedding. We doing it here?
Down in Charleston, South Carolina.
Down in Charleston, nice. Anybody in Charleston so we can get the invite over here or not? And then I'm at this show with this gentleman on stage who's yelling at everyone. Yes. That's great, man. Very cool, man. So you're from Florida. What part of Florida?
Orlando.
Orlando, nice. Yeah, Orlando, I feel like is the place in Florida where you could see a 7-year-old who's barefoot and shirtless in a Panera Bread and it's normal, right? Like, I'm the weirdo for noticing that the kid's got big pepperoni nipples, you know what I mean? Alright, we're getting you guys. You guys give me the giggles. You know, it's a live performance, not on Netflix, right? Did you take the popcorn with you? It's cool, man, Florida. My dad's in Miami. He's been trying to learn Spanish. But you know the phrase that they say, like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? My dad, old dog, okay? So I saw him, I was down there 2 weeks ago, and he's been taking Duolingo. Yeah, anybody here take Duolingo? You guys are, yes. Ooh, nice. The Florida man back there, nice, takes Duolingo too. You take Duolingo, miss?
Yes.
Yeah, you. What, you raised your hand and then you were like, what? What language are you learning?
No, we were Italian.
Italiano. Okay. Is that because your man's is Italian? Oh, that's your brother.
Do you see him?
No, I can't. It's pretty dark up here, to be honest. I can see his skin, though. He looks pretty tan, right? What?
I appreciate that.
You got it. Not as tan as you here, though, right, man? Where are you from? Lebanon? New Hampshire. Is he fucking with me? I was like, because it's like risky, you know what I mean? If someone has like gorgeous melanin like this, you can be like, bro, you look black, man. Like, all right, see, you guys frozen up. You can't do that. Lebanon, New Hampshire? Okay, that's a place. Okay, good. We're not gonna touch that though, regardless. Where are you from, man? The Middle East of New Hampshire. Is it actually geographically? Maybe New Hampshire. It is kind of. Right. Before I get back to this, dude, what do you work in that you're so snazzy looking? You work in finance? You like dressing up? That's hard, dude. You're evening me out right now, man. Because I like dressing it down. What? Let's go, dog. Let's go. And everybody at this table has glasses. Nice. We've got 4, 8, 12, 16 eyes at this table. Somebody buy them a shot. Shot not. I'm not doing that. Shot not, literally. Okay. So you back there, you're learning Duolingo Italian. Okay, that's a pretty. Why Italian though? Not, you don't want to do Spanish? Go an easy route?
No, we went for our honeymoon.
Oh, to Italy. And then you're like, I gotta learn Duolingo.
Of course, it's comfortable.
So you can talk to me. Oh, so you're not currently taking Duolingo?
No.
Okay. So you just took it for a couple weeks.
Just to get the idea.
Ciao. Così. No mas. I take the multi-language Duolingo. Multi-language. You know, my dad, so he's taking it. I'm sorry guys, I'm all over the place. But anyway. My dad is taking Spanish on Duolingo. And anytime he will just break into Spanish. Like, for example, it's funny, we were at an Italian restaurant. We sit down, and he starts trying to speak Spanish to the waiter at the Italian restaurant. Like, my dad has this kind of smirk that he'll make when he's trying to be funny, but also trying to be cute, so you know that he is joking around. I don't know if you guys have friends like this or whatever. Like, he'll say something, and then he'll just hit you with a smirk. So we're sitting down at the restaurant, he calls over the waiter. He goes, Senor. Necesitamos agua. Por favor. I'm like, Dad, we are in an Italian restaurant right now. You can't be speaking Spanish to the waitstaff. Waiter comes over, he goes, sí, no problema, señor, necesita ayuda para la cocina. And he goes, see, I knew everybody who worked in a restaurant spoke Spanish in Miami. I was like, Dad, it was borderline racist, but you're right this time, okay? Nice work, man. Nice work. My dad's cool. He's been dating this woman now that I met. She's nice. He doesn't know her last name, but they've been dating like 3 months. This woman's just shocked. Whoa! See that? She's shocked and she gave me the snort. That's how you know. That's multi-sound. That's like Duolingo for sounds. I love it. Yeah, he doesn't know. Because he met her on Bumble. You guys know this app? Bumble? Yeah? Anybody here meet on Bumble or no? Liars! Come on, I know we got some women who are making the first move in here. Or anybody meet on like a traditional dating app? Like Hinge or something like that? Nice, okay, cool. Okay, so a few people. How long ago did you guys match on Hinge?
2 years.
2 years, nice, and still going strong. Are you engaged like these people back here or no?
We are.
That's cool. That's great. Make some noise for the engaged couple here. Nice. We had you the engaged torch. This looks like a mushroom, right? I'm not saying I love mushrooms, but if somebody has some, I'll do it. Whatever. Fun. Do you remember what your first line was to her on Hinge or no? Imagine, he's like, no, I'll bring out the phone, and then he has to go through his thousands of matches to find him. Just kidding. You still have the app? Can you open it up while I keep going? I imagine it was just hi, right? We got no game on the dating apps, unless you do. Girls have way more game, I feel like, on dating apps. Like girls will come up with this like full sentence when guys are just like, hey. The girl responds, you show it to your voice, like, dude, she's trying to bang. About 2 minutes in, right? She's trying to bang, that's it. We're so dumb, dude. We're so dumb on these dating apps, man. My dad showed me his app. Dude, look, it's just all these women asking all these inquisitive questions, which sometimes it becomes like, it's kind of difficult to respond, you know? Girl will be like, so where's your favorite place to summer? I don't know. If I could just like go outside, that's fine, you know what I mean? Stop hanging out inside in New York. I gotta stay in this apartment, it's costing me all this money per minute, you know, I gotta make use of it, that's what I gotta do. You know, but sometimes on the dating apps, I'm very different, you know? It's different, because like, you have different game on the dating app versus in person. Like, if I'm on a Hinge profile or whatever, if I'm on the Hinge app, I'll just try and do 5 or 6 of the exact same message and be like, all right, I'm throwing shit against the wall, hopefully one works. Hopefully one will be my wife. So I'm like, hi, with the 4 eyes 6 times. I wait a week, I get no responses. I'm like, all those girls are just gonna think I'm gay, dude. I don't know why. I did 4 eyes, right? You guys froze up there, okay. You guys are like, he's not gay? Whatever. No, in person, it's just like, I'm just not used to things in person. I was at Whole Foods last week, and I saw this woman who was in the Whole Foods aisle. She was in the same section as me. She's like 10 feet away. She reaches onto the shelf, she takes off one of those Smart Food popcorns, starts reading the ingredients. I was like, ooh, okay, we love a healthy bitch, right? Starts reading it. And she looks like she's like 25 to 35 years old. Okay, so we're in my age bracket. She reaches into her back pocket, takes out her reading glasses. I was like, ooh. Maybe she's a little bit older than I had thought. Puts on her reading glasses, starts reading the ingredients. Then switches the bag to the other hand, reaches into her other back pocket. As soon as she reaches into her other back pocket, I'm like, I don't know if any girls around their mid-30s use both back pockets. She takes out her phone. The phone still has the button on it. I'm like, all right, this woman is using an iPhone 8. Then she starts texting with one finger. I was like, this woman is too old for me. Sorry. It's too old for me. No, it's fine. It's hard to adjust. I'm sorry. All the ladies are like, oh. I'm not an ageist, you know what I mean? Like, on these dating apps, okay, like, I'm going in with the prefix settings, right? You gotta pick the people in your radius, but I'm all good with the 18 through 65. That's all good for me, you know what I mean? You know? And if I'm close by to here, maybe I'll drive 4 hours to Canada. the man, she's right. It's right. Canada's got a lot cooking up there, man. Right? You guys see before all these tariffs came out, Trump actually wanted to make Canada the 51st state. Which is interesting because I feel like anytime Trump says something for 24 hours, the media's like, this guy's an idiot. Can you believe this? Trump, Canada, 51st state? Then 24 hours later, media and everybody on social media is like, actually, you know what? It might make sense for Canada to be the 51st state. Kamala's sister over here, yes. I think we actually lost that election. I'm not a political comic, I just have a red phone case and a red pen. Okay, so, girl over there, snoring away. I'll be like, Julia, are you listening to these snorts, bro? We were in Rhode Island last night, doing a show. And then we drove up and we passed by Harvard. And I was like, dude, we gotta go to the campus store. And I was like, dude, everyone's gonna think I went to Harvard if I get a Harvard pen. So I got a Harvard pen, okay. That's what I did.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily? Do you have a Harvard pen? Bitch.
Old bitch.
I'm joking. Where did you go to school, miss?
New York. I love New York.
The School of New York. You went to NYU? Columbia. Barnard. FIT.
Keep going.
I think that's it. I don't know. Well, you went to school in Manhattan though, or upstate?
No, outside.
Upstate. Oh, she went to Cornell. No?
They don't have a red pen there.
Ithaca. Maybe. Wait, it was a place that has a red pen in New York?
No red pens.
No red pens. This is just going to be more difficult. Is it an orange pen? Syracuse, right? Syracuse.
Maybe.
SUNY.
I'm not telling
Lady, where'd you go to school? She goes, I'm not telling you. After shitting on where I went. Oh! Where did you go? One of your friends? There's like 8 of you. Where'd you go?
You already said the School of New York.
The School of New York. We're meeting up after the show, me and you. You're gonna buy me a shot and you're gonna tell me where you went to school. That's what we're gonna do. There are good things actually that are going on in Canada. Like for example, the drinking age. I've always felt like the drinking age should be 18. You know, 21 is a little bit too old, or we should be able to. If we're going to war, we should be able to have a drink. And then also there are ingredients in food in Canada that are illegal compared to the United States, which is crazy. Because being in New York, you can go into any bodega and get ingredients, the same ingredients that are in your shampoo and in the frosted honey bun, which is wild. You know? You can just use your frosted honey bun as shampoo if you want. Get that nice mist. But if you look at the ingredients on it, you just be like, what is titanium 18? What's aluminum 6? Turquoise 4? Alright, we're gonna get 2 of these frosted honey buns. That's what we're gonna do. It's a New York thing. You know? And I also just feel like, for the most part, it's the drinking age. Free healthcare too, that's good. Free healthcare, I think it should be around in the United States. But anytime I go to the doctor, sometimes I think about it. I'm like, this guy or girl, whoever I'm seeing that day, is already making me wait 45 minutes. If this was free, I feel like by the time I go in there, I'm already dead, you know? So I don't know about that free healthcare. The drinking age, for sure. That's what's gotta happen. You know? I'm 32 years old right now. Anybody here 18? Servers, cover your ears. Anybody? No, see, you gotta be 21 to come to a place like this, you know? Being 32 years old, when I was 18, I would have loved to have a drink, you know? When I was in college, I went to a school near the School of New York. I was drinking Four Logos. You guys ever heard of Four Logos? Wild. Yeah. You had it with the caffeine? Yeah, bro. The thing was, like, even if you guys know about Four Logos with the caffeine, like that's a drink, okay? Even the kid who was like 6'3", 350 pounds on the football team couldn't even have more than 1 Four Loko. If you have 1.5 Four Lokos, that's it. You need free healthcare after that, I tell you that. But the real reason, I want the drinking age to be 18 is because like when I was in school, it would have been a lot more fun instead of having to sneak around and all this stuff. And then plus, like I'm sick and tired of having to go to Toronto, with my 18-year-old girlfriend so she can have a drink. You know what I'm saying?